step on your cat.
I hope not. My wife will be mad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another episode of Big and Stupid Game Reviews. I'm Stupid Jay.
Big Mike. Today we're going to review Dragon Age 2.
We probably should have reviewed this a long time ago.
Yes, we probably should have.
But I only just got it.
When it was fresh in my mind. I'm going to start with what I liked. Because
well, yeah, of course.
there were actually parts that I did like about this game. It's more... I like the third person view rather than the isometric. The first Dragon Age
Origins.
Yeah, it was pulled back a little bit more. It was more isometric. The combat system's a lot better in 2. It plays more like, you know, if you're playing it on consoles, which is what we play it on, I liked it better. If it's on PC, the old way is fine. But it just feels a little bit weird on consoles. So if you're playing it on consoles, Dragon Age 2, combat, the upgrades, that stuff's definitely the way to go. BioWare does a great job of making characters that you care about. I always enjoy the interaction between just the two people, you know, 2 or 3 people will be having a conversation while they're following you. Hilarious. I love to hear them talk. The characters, they really do a good job. The world feels alive when you go to the board and you get the quests and you go do those side quests. They're fine.
Well, I agree. I mean, there's nothing... I love the interactions with BioWare games.
Yeah.
Mass Effect, they do a great job.
Yeah.
I can choose to be a dick. I can choose to be cool about it.
Yeah.
And it's... The story will play out pretty much the same in Dragon Age, regardless of how you act. I've done it where I've been killed a lot and I've been being a dick about it. So then I reload my last save and I'll try to be cool about it and hoping maybe it'll help me out, and it doesn't. The story's pretty much exactly the same, you know. So that's a little sucky as compared to Mass Effect when they do it, but you know, this is Dragon Age, and it's pretty much a linear story. The voice acting is really good. Every once in a while you get that side character who blows and whatever, but for the most part, yeah, the voice acting is great. Character interaction's fantastic. Writing, super good. I mean, and that's pretty much only everything good I can say about this game.
Yeah, well, you touched on my number one complaint, because I'm a big fan of role-playing games. I loved the first Dragon Age. No matter what you did, the whole world seemed open, and you could do whatever you wanted, and what you did actually mattered. Mass Effect, what you do actually matters.
Yep.
In this game, at the end of each one of the chapters, it felt like it didn't matter what I did the whole rest of the time I was playing. This was what was going to happen. And that pissed me off to no end.
Did it feel like you were actually picking actions? It
No.
felt like you were picking dialogue.
Yeah, it felt like I was picking the way to get to the end of the chapter that they wrote. That would be fine in any other sort of game. If you're gonna write a game and write it out so that it happens this way, just make it a regular game. Don't even give me the option to try. I was helping the Canary the whole time. When you get to the end of it, it doesn't matter what happens, you have to fight that guy. You help the mages, it doesn't matter. Nothing you do in the game matters. Anything that was good about it was completely ruined for me by the fact that it didn't matter what I did. Because this guy is going to be evil at the end, this guy is going to be evil at the end, this guy is going to help you at the end, no matter what. You know, your companions are going to do this, can't talk them out of it. They give you the option to try to talk them out of it, it doesn't matter, because they're going to do it anyway.
Again, it feels more like you're picking your dialogue more than you are your actual interactions.
Yeah, I had...
Which is fine. I mean, I wouldn't mind it so much if it didn't come from BioWare.
Yeah.
The guys who made Mass Effect, where it matters through, actually to the sequel of the game.
Yeah.
You know, that it actually matters when you play. I mean, that's amazing, number one.
Yeah.
For technology. And and then to not carry it over to this is almost a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
As well.
Well, one of the things that bothers me is when somebody makes a game, and then they make and the game's great, and then they make a sequel, and the sequels take a step back. Dragon Age 2 doesn't feel as open. Again, it doesn't feel like you're.
Let's throw it out there now. It's not open.
No,
it's not open. It's not open world
no,
at
it's not.
all.
You go to.
It's completely linear.
Yeah, and you have you go to this part, and you can go within a little 2 square mile radius. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculously small game for something that's the sequel to something that feels huge.
Well, especially for an RPG.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many RPGs out that just have this huge open world, but this you're stuck with this series of the same caves in the same town, and even when you go to a different town, it looks the same as the last.
Well,
town.
there have been many missions where I had received where they're like, we need you to go and do this fetch quests.
Yeah.
This game is littered with fucking fetch quests, and it's we need you to go and fetch this. Why? Because I'm an idiot. Oh, okay. Oh, then you meet some other guy. Oh, I lost my wife.
Yeah.
A guy literally lost his wife. That was one of my quests.
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I had to go and find the wife that he lost somehow, and I had to go in a cave that I'd already been to at least 4 previous times.
Mm-hmm.
The same fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over.
Yep, and the enemies respawn. They're the same enemies that were there before, at the same places, the same amounts. I know what happened. BioWare was working on Knights of the Old Republic when they were working on this game, so they put the B team on this game, which is too bad because it could have been amazing.
I mean, I play a lot of RPGs. I like RPGs. I prefer the action RPGs like Fallout
Mm-hmm.
and that style. And I was kind of I couldn't wait to hack and slash my way and use magic and do all that shit. But first of all, the tutorials are garbage.
Mm-hmm.
They give you very basic how to use it. I'm 10 hours into the game, I'm still trying to figure out how to use all my characters. I figured out how to switch my characters by accident. I figured out how to use powers by accident. Skill trees, lots of them,
Mm-hmm.
most of them useless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need the useless crap. I'd rather have one simple skill tree than a bunch of crappy useless ones with lots of useless crap that I'll probably never use.
Yeah, by the end of the game...
That's a waste of my XP,
Yeah.
which is then again a waste of my time.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend 10, 12 hours to unlock something and then you go to use it and it's worthless. I'd rather have something right there where I can totally understand it.
Yeah.
I don't need all that extra bullshit, which
Yeah.
is fine. Weapons. I'm still trying to look for good weapons.
Yeah.
I'm 10, 12 hours in, still couldn't find any good fucking weapons.
Yeah.
I'm using my original weapons I had from the very beginning. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Armor, same way. I got lucky. I bought Dead Space 2 brand new when I got it, so I got to use Sir Isaac Clarke armor in this, which is awesome armor. Looks cool, and it's 5-star armor.
Yeah.
It's the best armor you can get. But I had to work a little bit before I could wear it. But again,
Well, once
You know.
once you level up, then your armor level is going to go down because it's a ridiculous armor weapon system. It never feels balanced. You're always either overpowered or
completely underpowered.
completely underpowered.
Well-
It's just
Well, this also taps into my boss battles. Every boss battle is the same. All it is an overpowered regular enemy.
Mhm.
That's all it is. It doesn't take special skills. It doesn't take a special way to fight it. Like, I have to chip away at this rock so it falls on it.
Mhm.
Nothing. It's hack and slash at it or shoot your magic at it. That's all it is. Over and over and over again. When I fought my first dragon, I couldn't believe how bored I was getting. Because my character was a rogue, and I literally just sat there tapping my
Mhm.
A button, slashing, until it would eventually die. The boss battles aren't even fun. They're either super overpowered or completely retarded. And a lot of them are fucking retarded.
mm,
I couldn't be more disappointed by an RPG game. I mean, it really falls back on everything I got from Mass Effect that I hated. They put into this. Bad controls, unresponsive controls, bad tutorials.
I never had a problem with the controls, but
Yeah, well, again, unresponsive and if my entire way of going through the game is tapping the A button, that's bad controls.
Yeah. Well,
especially for an RPG where I have all these options that I should be using. I should be throwing magic, throwing weapons, and dive bombing and doing all types of cool stuff. But I literally run forward and slash till an enemy falls over dead from it. You know, and then take a health potion once in a great fucking while.
Yeah.
Which it also doesn't tell you how to use. You also have to figure out on your own.
Well, play the first one.
I can't because I hated that whole view. That's why I didn't play it. That's why I wanted this one, because I like how they changed the view to it, which is one of the few things I liked. And the only other thing I like is I love the way the characters look. There's a lot of great attention to detail, and I don't feel there's much attention to detail to anything else.
Yeah.
I think the surrounding areas look bad. They look drab. I mean, everything else just looks cookie cutter and crappy. Even ruins, you can see perfectly cut blocks that are fallen over.
Yeah.
You know, and it just looks bad. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Actually,
I don't know if they were just trying to capitalize on how well Dragon Age Origins did, and they just rushed it.
yeah.
I mean, because the game's big.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but you are hitting the same places over and over
Yeah.
and over and over
Well,
again.
Actually, now that we're doing this review, it's actually sort of making me sad because I remember how great Origins was and how excited I was for this one to come out, and then how actually excited I was while I was playing through the first mission until I got to the boss battle, and then figured out that it didn't matter what I did through the rest of the game. So I'm gonna say, spend your money on Dragon Age Origins instead. It has an amazing. The game's amazing. It has an expansion which is also amazing, and all sorts of DLC. And right now, you can get it on PSN for like $30 for everything that came out for Dragon Age Origins. So that's what I would say. If you're gonna spend your money on a Dragon Age game, which is actually fantastic, get the first one. The second one can go to hell.
What if you're a fanboy?
Even then, because I was a fanboy, I have friends who were fanboys of the first one, and it's just a disappointment. If you're a fanboy of the series, actually, you'll probably have a better time with it if you don't like the series.
Oh, like I said, this is my first jump into the game. Action RPG. I couldn't wait to play it. And you can really spend your money on better ones. For example, you know, the Fallout games. You know, or if you want something else that's kind of an action RPG and a little bit, you know, get away from it just a little bit, and maybe have a little bit more fun than like Borderlands or Dead Island, which are kind of action RPGs. You know,
Yeah.
they're not as RPG as this is, obviously. But I mean, if you want that system and you want skill trees, you want to level up, you know, and you want to put your XP into stuff that matters, I had more fun with those games than I ever did with this at all.
Or you could play Skyrim.
Which I will. I will. I just haven't gotten to yet. And you know how much I am a fan of Obsidian and Bethesda, and I will totally get into it when I have money and time.
Well, now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about Skyrim.
Well,
so I'm happy again.
Well, you can't compare this to Skyrim. It's completely unfair.
Yeah, it is.
It's completely unfair.
Because Skyrim is great, and this is a pile of shit.
I mean, you know, like I said, I had a good 10, 12 hours. There's a super huge learning curve. Again, bad tutorials. I mean, if you want an RPG, and there's nothing out there for you, if this is cheap, I'm gonna say $20 or less. I paid $20 for this. I don't mind it. I am gonna dive into it again, even though I'm stuck at where I'm at. You know, even though there's a lot going on, the CG sequences are really good. They do hold my attention. I do care what's happening to my partners, especially Varric, the dwarf. He's fantastic. You know, again, good voice actors. You know, good characters. And that's the same thing with Mass Effect. That's why I kept diving back into it every once in a while, because I do like those characters. But it's bad gameplay that keeps holding me back.
Yeah.
You know, and this is one of those things. You think you can dredge through it? You know, be wise with your money. You know.
So
It's up to you.
what we're long-windingly trying to say is there are much better RPGs out there.
Of course.
I wouldn't even waste my time with this one. I played through the whole thing, but if I were to go back in time and tell my past self, I would tell them, just wait. There are better stuff coming.
But you recommend Origins.
I recommend Origins highly.
Okay.
And Skyrim.
Well, of course.
We'll review that eventually.
Yeah.
But just
or,
know
or
that it's great.
You fans out there, you can send me money. Just like us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel. You have the information. Send me money or send me the game. And I will totally play it for you guys.
Send him the game.
That's the kind of guy I am.
Yes.
I'm that fantastic. I will take your free stuff. I will totally do that for you.
Okay, but stay away from Dragon Age 2. It sucks.